The recent Xingluo Lake collapse in March 2025 is troubling, but it's the pattern of failures that truly raises alarm bells. We're not just talking about a single incident. We're seeing a series of events: the 2021 Yangluo pedestrian bridge collapse, the two Zhangzhou road sinkholes in 2022 that suggest a deeper problem with construction quality and oversight. This points to what is often referred to as tofu dreg construction. So, what exactly does tofu dreg construction mean? It implies a systemic problem where corners are cut, materials are substandard, and quality control is lax. It's a culture where speed and cost are prioritized over durability and safety. Let's examine the key issues. 1. Substandard materials and poor workmanship. Were proper concrete mixes used in the bridge and road construction? Was the steel reinforcement of adequate quality and properly installed? The rapid deterioration and collapse suggests that either the materials themselves were flawed, or they were not used according to established engineering standards. Even with good materials, poor workmanship can lead to disaster. Were the foundations properly prepared? Was the concrete properly cured? Were the joints sealed correctly? These seemingly small details are crucial for long-term structural integrity. The recurring nature of these failures suggests a lack of attention to detail and a lack of skilled labor. 2. Design flaws and neglect of natural principles. The Xingluo Lake incident highlights a disregard for basic ecological principles in design. Hardening the lake bed with concrete without proper drainage or waterproofing is a recipe for disaster. It disrupts the natural water cycle, prevents soil interaction, and creates a situation where water can seep under the concrete, leading to erosion and eventual collapse. Did the engineers conduct thorough hydrogeological surveys before constructing the lake? Did they understand the groundwater flow patterns and the potential for water to undermine the structure? Modern engineering emphasizes redundancy, having backup systems in place to prevent catastrophic failure. Did the lake design incorporate any redundancy measures to prevent water seepage and erosion? The focus seems to be on immediate aesthetics rather than long-term sustainability. 3. Inadequate maintenance and monitoring. Even well-designed and constructed infrastructure requires regular maintenance and monitoring. The fact that the Xingluo Lake collapse was only discovered after it had already occurred suggests a lack of proactive monitoring. Were there regular inspections of the lake bed and surrounding structures? Were there any measures in place to detect early signs of cracking or erosion? Modern infrastructure projects often incorporate sensors and monitoring systems to detect changes in stress, strain, and water pressure. Were any such systems used in the lake or the other projects? The delay between the initial signs of trouble and the actual response from the authorities is also concerning. 4. Systemic issues and lack of accountability. The recurring nature of these failures points to systemic issues within the construction industry and the government oversight mechanisms. It's impossible to ignore the potential for corruption to play a role. Are construction contracts awarded fairly? Are there kickbacks or bribes that incentivize the use of substandard materials or poor workmanship? Are the construction plans and inspection reports publicly available? Is there a culture of openness and accountability within the government? Are the regulations enforced effectively? Are construction companies held accountable for their mistakes? Are there meaningful penalties for cutting corners?